Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we have hopefully a very interesting topic for people that want to get into management or new managers, you know. So the topic of today is the top 5 mistakes that inexperienced manager makes in their career, basically. Well, we've been there, right?
Yeah.
We've made them all.
Yeah.
I think we see them all. So what's number 1, Matt?
Number 1 is gauging the right level of distance between you and your team, right? And people often can go one way or the other. So I think when you first become a manager, obviously you often go from being one of the guys, you're one of the crew, right? And then you've got to lead the team and you've got to discipline the team sometimes and set the standards. And I think people can find it hard to find the balance. So I've seen some inexperienced managers who go too far, too big a distance, so they're totally top down and they haven't really earned the respect as a manager to do that. And then I think the more common one is the manager that finds it actually a little bit more difficult to separate themselves from the team because they're used to being one of the boys or one of the girls or whatever. And then they find it difficult to actually start having one-to-ones where they've got to do a difficult conversation. So I think, as a new manager, you really have to think about that very quickly. What is the right level of distance? What do I need so that I can achieve my goals as a manager and be effective? And that's something I think everybody should think about when they get promoted.
Yes. Number 2, I think, is a really important one, which is hiring. You can be the best manager in the world, but you need to have the team behind you to achieve those goals that you set at the beginning of the year. So certainly selecting the right people is, I think, in my opinion, is half of the job. I think you have to be very skillful in making sure that you hire the right people. I think a good mix of blend of inexperienced and inexperienced people. A good mix, a diverse mix of maybe different nationalities, different type of personality, that will gel together and that will create a cohesive, I think, working environment. But certainly, being a good, having a good hiring strategy it's half of the job, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the opposite side of that is, how you we could call it firing, right?
Yeah.
How you respond to people that are underperforming, and I think that comes with a little bit of experience. I think when we started our career in recruitment, when you were a manager, you probably got a bit more responsibility, right? So immediately you could hire, fire,
like that,
do what you wanted. I think nowadays, there's probably going to be a structure in place, but still, I think it's something which inexperienced managers do is often give up on people a little too easily, right? And they forget to realize that it's actually your responsibility as a manager to coach, to develop, to improve talent. And just because you were the top biller and got promoted doesn't mean everybody's going to be straight like you were. So I think, I would urge new managers just to bear that in mind. It's actually your job to improve people. If someone has a good attitude and they're working hard, that's usually enough.
There's usually enough to get them by.
With a good manager, yeah. All right, so number 4, again, I think a big mistake which a lot of inexperienced managers make is they kind of have an expectation that everybody should be like them because you've come through the ranks, you've been the top biller, you've done it your way, and I've seen a lot of inexperienced managers who find it very difficult to actually manage somebody who may have a slightly different style
or different personality
or
as well.
different personality, and they try and force everybody to become kind of a clone of them.
Yeah,
I think I used to do that.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, I expected everybody to be exactly like I was, and I think as the quicker you learn this, the quicker you'll become a better manager. Is that of course there are some core things which everybody needs to have, but we're in recruitment, which is it's a people-based business. There are actually a lot of different ways you can approach this and still be very successful. A lot of different styles, and I think as a manager you've got to learn to embrace each person as an individual and what makes them good.
I think different people react better to different approaches as well, right?
And I think that's a good tip for new managers.
Last one, and I think one of the most important as well, is stop billing. We've seen a lot of people that as soon as they get the title, whether it's manager or director, they totally forget about the commercial side of the business. So they get stuck into one-on-ones, creating reports, a strategy, But certainly, you still need to build, especially if you're managing a small team, I think you need to be hands-on. I think it sets a great example for your teammates, you still want to showcase your ability, really, you got to that manager position because you're good at billing, right, in the first place. In most cases, at least you should be good at it. And I think people learn from people, so you need to showcase your tricks. You need to demonstrate that what you tell your guys to do, you can actually do it yourself, I've always been very skeptical of managers and directors that they cannot demonstrate their skills on the field, right? You have to see them doing the job. And I think you're getting a lot of respect. That doesn't mean you have to be the top biller of the situation. I think you can be like a good biller, but you still want to be seen, I think, on the floor and demonstrate that you can do what you preach, basically.